Hey, do you play a supporting role or do you appreciate those who play supporting roles? Today, I want to tell you a story about someone who played a big supporting role in my life and in my daughter's life. And hopefully, it will inspire you to remember those who play supporting roles. So, this is Kathy Perry, corporate energy expert. Watch till the end because I've got lots of good tips and tactics. And go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you get more. Well, I have someone in my life, and her name is Janice, and I don't think she'd mind that I would share, but Janice was my aide. Well, aide for my daughter. Some of you know who have watched this channel that I had a daughter, Merritt Joy, who had severe disability. She was infantile. And at about age 2, I realized that with 3 other children older than Merritt, I was going to need some help. So enter Janice. Janice was a home health aide who came to be a part of our family and was with us for over 16 years. Now, she did things above and beyond. Above and beyond. One time I was gone for several hours and she cleaned out my garage refrigerator, which desperately needed it. Not in her job description. She often, reached out to the other children in the house to see how she could maybe help them. She'd show up smiling and bring an energy to the house that we often needed. The definition of aid is help. And sometimes we're afraid to ask for help even when we need help. But aids come into our lives when we might just feel overwhelmed. Now, as a senior living professional, I would like you to kind of think of that help and how often those aids are there helping your residents in ways that you might not even know. Or maybe you are one of those aides or a CNA who does do some of those things and goes above and beyond. Well, how can we be more supportive of those in supporting roles? One of the first things I really think we need to elevate, especially in the industry of caregiving, is respect. I think there's no greater honor than to be able to care for another human. And yet, in this country, we don't really show it the amount of respect it deserves. What could you be doing within your organization to begin to elevate these supporting roles and to show that respect? Because the more that we do that, the more we attract those people who so desperately want to care for others, but yet because the way that we view these roles, sometimes it isn't thought of as being, elevated or important. So respect is the first thing that I think all organizations should look at when they are thinking about supporting those supporting roles. The second thing that organizations can do is acknowledge. This is a little different than respect, but it kind of goes along the same lines. Acknowledging are actually the things that you do. How can you acknowledge? Can you have spotlights on caregivers? Can you ask residents who cared extra, who went the extra mile this week? Can you have those daily, weekly, monthly acknowledgments to really let people know that these aides are playing such a vital and important role in the caregiving of residents? Acknowledgments, and I have other videos on types of acknowledgments and ways you can acknowledge, but that's the second thing after respect is acknowledge the role and acknowledge the individual in the role for doing her or his job. And number 3, this is just basic, but kindness, that falls under respect and acknowledgments as well. But I've heard from some in those supporting roles that we get so stretched and so stressed about the staffing issues, about who's going to cover what shift, and there becomes a tug of war, and kindness gets, overlooked. But if we enter into this again with those tenets of respect and acknowledgement and how honorable these roles are, our mindsets begin to shift. It's like, wow, look at what they're doing. They're doing things for other humans that are meeting basic needs and are so important. Show some kindness. Is that letting someone leave 15 minutes early? Is it showing up with a bouquet of flowers that maybe you just picked from the grounds and saying, these make me think of you because you are a bright, shining light to so many. Think of the ways that you can go out of your way to be kind to those in supporting roles. And then finally, activate. If you followed along, that's one of my big words, especially when I talk about senior living power and flipping the switch. Activate on something here. Don't just watch this video and think, good ideas. Make a list. How are you going to show respect? How are you going to acknowledge? How are you going to show kindness? What are some things that you can begin to do right away? Maybe it's just you personally. If you're an executive director of some level, and maybe you're in regional ops, what could you do in your role to activate? Make a list of a few things that you could do this week. If you want more tips, tools, and tactics for powering up your teams, please subscribe to this channel. Share it with your team members. These are great little ways to start the day, and share a video, send it out, because it is an honorable and wonderful thing that we do in caring for others. So thanks so much for watching. This is Kathy Perry, Corporate Energy Expert.